on Friday the 13th. Unfortunately, something went wrong during our last Midnight Creeps episode, but I hope that everything will go right this time. There seems to have been a disturbance in the force that caused a sound frequency error while I was taking you all the way to Halloween Town. But no worries, it was probably meant to be because the king of Halloween Town probably wanted to welcome us today to his realm on Friday the 13th, where all his creatures and subjects celebrate with traveling to Halloween Town, where a party on the 13th of October. Here on the 13th of October, the creatures, the ghouls, the werewolves, the vampires, the witches, the ghosts, and all mystical beings of the underworld gather in Halloween Town for the big power play event. And why do I say a power play event on this night? The Halloween King, he cheers with them and shares his wine. And when they drink his wine, their mystical powers grow. So that when Halloween arrives, they have enough strength to enter the human world and bring fear and terror. For you see, without their fear and terror, there would be no balance in the world. If men were fearless, there would be far more wars and destruction. We wouldn't survive our own bravery to keep the human scales in balance from causing their own destruction. The citizens of Halloween Town have an important task. You see, every human being hates them from the fear that stems in their heart. But they do not know the purpose that these creatures serve. Without them, mankind would not be kept in line. And what I mean with in line, look how many things we've destroyed in our world. What do you think would happen if there was a world without fear? And that's why, with permission from the Dream King himself, these creepy inhabitants of Halloween Town enter this world to your dreams, to feed on your fears. They spread chaos, but only in the hearts of the humans. Because their task isn't an easy one. The gods have always feared humans, their powers, and thus it was decided that Hades appointed someone to become the Halloween king. Now, how did the king of Halloween come to sit on his throne, you must? Okay, I'm gonna repeat that in case that didn't come out correct because I accidentally pressed something here, guys. I'm doing this on my phone for 2 days. Midnight Creeps episode on Friday the 13th. We're keeping it cozy, counting down Halloween each Friday night at midnight. I'll bring you stories of fright. All you have to do is tune in and subscribe to my channels. If you're new to my storytime blog, just subscribe or follow, and my Storytime UFO will drop my adventure straight into your inbox. Anyway, back to the story. You must wonder, how did the Halloween king come to sit on his throne? He wasn't a mere man made from bone. Mankind's power was always feared, for they would build towers to see the gods, and they would always seek and find a way to challenge the same gods that created them and kept their world in balance and in existence. They've always been a resistance to the creators. It must have been something in their nature. And the gods knew that humans would one day try to sit on their place and claim their own thrones. So Hades, the god of the underworld, was given the task to create Halloween Town and to appoint its king of all the demons and minions that he had working from him. There wasn't one that he found fit to lead. You see, the problem with demons is they're too selfish at times to cooperate and collaborate. But the king of Halloween Town, he had to have skills to create peace between the vampires, werewolves, ghosts, and all other mystical creatures that were assigned to the task of creating fright, chaos, and terror into the human world. Some of these creatures would nestle around villages because they fed more of the energy of the jungle and the people in small towns. Others thrived in big cities because corruption and crime filled their hearts with power. The more dark magic they had in their hearts, the more powerful the creatures of Halloween Town were, and the more effect their magic had in the human world when they entered it. Because you see, the gates from Halloween Town only open twice a year. And the one time in a year that these gates were the most used and at its most powerful peaky era was on Halloween night. You see, there's a reason why they call it All Hallows Eve. It's the yearly celebration of spreading terror and scary spooks among the humans. Whenever they enter the human world, the fear and the terror that they spread among humans became stories, legends, and myths of haunted houses and other creatures like the vampires that would suck people their blood dry. You know, in the country I live, in the part of South America that I am from, in Suriname, it is believed that the vampires that we have living here, when you would spread rice on the floor, they'd stop in their tracks to count the amount of rice. So some people spread out the rice in front of their doors to keep the vampires at bay. But you see, everything has its own prey. But the creatures of Halloween Town enjoyed having human prey to hunt. So where there's one solution, there's another thing to watch out for. When they left the rice, it attracted the ghost and it fed them. They would feast their spirits on the rice that the humans left them to become even more powerful and to create chaos and mystery as they haunted it. But tonight, the spirits of Halloween Town are at peace and at bay. They are welcoming you into this world during these midnight creeps to better understand the tasks that they have to do. Because sometimes not all of them dislike you. Sometimes, in rare cases, some of them do make friends with you and they've come to understand you. And some of the creatures of Halloween Town even have an essence of human touch. In some cases, these monsters have more empathy than some humans that walk on this earth. Because if one thing that they do is they do not take a soul without a reason for trapping it. But that means you got on the wrong side. You wouldn't want to be the one that they trap. But other than that, they do have their times of delight because in rare cases, some of them even are known to help the humans that they like. But before there's a deal that you strike, there's so much you still haven't understood about Halloween Town. So wipe off that frown. We're jumping into an adventure tonight. I hope that you haven't turned on the light. As you sit in the dark, I'll show you a world where everything sparks. In Halloween Town, there are big castles, and the pumpkins are shining bright. Some of them are even moving and talking despite the fire in their eyes. It is rumored that these pumpkin men and women, and some of them even are children, have a spark in their eyes and their mouth, a flame that burns of eternal light, because the flame is supposed to be their soul damned in the world of hell. But when they get sent to Halloween Town, it's a chance to serve. And a chance to serve in the reign of hell means a chance at freedom, a chance at second life among immortals. Because once a soul is stuck in hell, it can never again escape. How else do you think that there's room for so many billions of us? And so many souls that have gone, and so many souls that have come? Only the lucky get to enjoy traveling through the realms and the planets and the stars and the earths, and to experience and explore what it is to be alive. A gift that few appreciate and many unfortunate hate. It is because their souls lack understanding and peace. If only they knew that the people at Halloween Town weren't always at ease. They're simple souls serving their duties and purpose in this universe, and making you suffer for your bad karma is what feeds their thirst. Because some people think that these souls bother just anyone. No, no. When your own soul feeds on chaos, terror, and chaotic deeds like horror or horrendous murder, and treating your own kind people, as if they were undeserving and nothing, that's when your soul has a dark glow that it's emitting. And these creatures feed on their own kind. They feed on that dark energy that's emitting. Because when they were in hell, all souls torture each other. Because who causes the mass destruction? The souls that inhabit human vessels. So aren't those souls the best to serve their own punishment? Hades always laughs whenever humans make the error or the misbelief to think that he's the one pulling the strings behind their unfortune. If only they realized and were awakened to their own truth that they are the magnets of their own destruction. But either way, there had to be something that was meant to be and remain like that. And I'll explain to you why. Because without that, the people in Halloween Town wouldn't have a second chance. Reason enough to celebrate on this Friday the 13th. The Pumpkin Men. They are the bodyguards at the entrance of Halloween Town. And although they might look like ordinary pumpkins that are harmless flames or barbecuing vegetables, make no mistake, because just as their soul is burning, they can make yours burn away. Even Cerberus, the three-headed protector protector of Hades his gates thinks twice before coming near these pumpkin men. And you and I both know how curious dogs and puppies can be. So, I'm telling you a real horror story. At the entrance of Halloween Town, these pumpkin men, they feel and feast on the screams and terrors that you've collected. If you do not have enough fear or horror collected from humans, you are one of the beings that won't be allowed to enter Halloween Town. And when you're not allowed to enter Halloween Town, that's the moment that the pumpkin men attack and burn your souls. So think twice before you enter through these gates of Halloween Town with me. But for your life, you're getting a pass because the King of Halloween has invited us himself. As we enter to the town gates, there's witches laughing and flying all around, drunk skeletons dancing. It's truly a celebration night. There are apples being distributed among them to eat. Although I didn't have a taste for worms and bugs in my apples and maggots. And I don't think you have that either. So we're passing up their kind offer to feed us these candy apples as well skip the food bar in Halloween Town because I see some zombies devouring brains. I don't want to know if those brains are human or not. And I don't think we're sticking around to find out. So let's hurry and make our way to the throne of the King of Halloween Town. He's already expecting us. Bats fly above us and we hear the screams of ghosts. Some of them seem to be female, but those are the ones that scream the loudest and make the hair on your body stand. We have to be fast if we're gonna make it to the King of Halloween Town. But it seems that he has made us enter a maze. A maze with scarecrows? How did we get here when we were just in Halloween Town a few seconds ago? I don't know, but it seems like our host is playing some weird kind of game with us. What could be the purpose? I hope it's not to keep our souls trapped in Halloween Town. But no fear! On this story time adventure of Midnight Creeps, I am here. I'll be your guide and your light. So let's see what these mysterious beings do during the night. Check in at next week's episode of Midnight Creeps, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tune in again next Friday night at midnight. I can't wait to be back with a new episode of Midnight Creeps. We're counting down Halloween right here. Bring your snacks. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. And until next time, bye bye.